Hello, happy 2016, hooray, wine, alcohol, new year. I'm not doing dry January because I'm not that kind of person. But yes, hello, I'm here at the Southwark Playhouse. I'm standing behind the chandelier from Grand Hotel, which is one of my favourite shows from last year. And that is absolutely important because I'm here tonight reviewing Thom Southerland and Danielle Tarento's newest show, Grey Gardens. And oh my god, it's probably going to be quite a short video, which is good for you because I absolutely loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust something. No, everything's fine. I hope you can hear me. So yeah, Grey Gardens. So when I was working in New York, this is on Broadway. I wanted to see it, but absolutely couldn't do it. So I'm so glad that it's finally come to London after about almost 8 years. So Grey Gardens. So I often I'm desperately trying to coin the phrase of referring to Danielle Tarento and Thom Southerland as the Phoenix Machine, because what they are great at doing and what they've done so many times with shows like Dogfight, Grand Hotel, Grand Tour and Titanic is take a middling musical and turn it into something spectacular. And it's a bit unfair to refer to them as the Phoenix Machine for Grey Gardens, because Grey Gardens is a fantastic musical. It's got some great tunes, some great moments. It was critically acclaimed on Broadway, but it didn't do too well. It closed early. So it's unfair to say that they've done a brilliant job of turning something middling into something great. There's always something great. What they've done here is made something that's great really, really sing. And I absolutely loved it. The biggest thing about Grey Gardens is that it's got an absolutely fantastic cast in it. It's got none other than Sheila Hancock and Jenna Russell, both Olivier Award winners. You couldn't ask for better people. And I'll just get started with them. Sheila Hancock, she is brilliant. She is still fantastic after all these years. There's nothing that you just need to give her a great book to work with, and she's away. She's done, and that's exactly what she's done here. What she does here specifically is she gets frail down to an absolute soul-shattering T. It's just moments where she just kind of cries out as an old woman, and it's just. Oh, it really is. And she's absolutely brilliant. However, as much as I love Sheila Hancock, I think she's brilliant. And she is brilliant in this. Who really steals the show is Jenna Russell. She's amazing at both the younger and then, both as the mother and then in the first act and then the daughter in the second. Well, it's not that confusing. It's actually quite standard. But she does a brilliant job at both. She just kind of swans through with this wonderful veneer, grandiose, but still getting through those fantastic little desperations as they are. And she's just a joy to watch, and also a brilliant voice in it, which we already knew, but it's well applied here. Like Another Winter in a Summer's Town was just, but they're not the only great things in the cast. I absolutely must give a mention to Rachel Ann Raham as the young little Edie, this is her first London show. She graduated in 2014 and she just comes on as a pro. She's got spunk, she's got verb, she's got sass. She is fantastic. She is absolutely great. I was out in the bar earlier on and Doug Wright, who wrote the book, was there complimenting her, and she absolutely deserves it. She is another one of the amazing things here. So what I love about Grey Gardens, the lyrics by, I should know this off by heart, by Michael Corrie. They're very, very smart and very, very witty, especially if you're into your deBouvier-Beal and your sort of like 1950s American sort of celebrity sort of thing, because everyone is. It's lush. Everyone loves it. Very witty, but at the same time, the flow and the lyricism doesn't suffer for the little jokes and the little knowingnesses that they put in. Music, again, a lot of it's really sweeping, even if at some points is a little disjointed, especially Another Winter in a Summer's Town, which is like the key song from this. And it's got some really sort of uplifting, sweeping tunes. At points, but what I love about the music, that's what I'm going to say, is that and the whole thing about it, it's very bittersweet to the point of being heartbreaking, and that's what I love about it. The only thing I have to criticise about the show is mainly the book, and it's a style preference really. You've got this wonderful sort of very naturalistic, almost, not quite, first half. That works really well. The second half, it kind of goes into a bit of burlesque because Edie and her daughter are a bit mad. So the whole breaking of the fourth wall is kind of and responding to the audience and going a bit surreal at points is getting across that they're a bit doolally. And for a technique and a mechanic, it works really well. But I think it sits oddly against the first act, which was really lovely. So I think that's the only thing I can really say bad about that. Production, brilliant. Is there ever going to be a time when I'm going to say that a Danielle Tarento and a Thom Southerland production is crap? It's not. It never will be. It's an impossibility. They've done it again. They've onto an absolute corker. I must mention the set by Tom Rogers. The amount of detail that has gone into it. It's this massive cluttery house with, but they've not just put any old crap in it. The amount of details from the printing on the cat food cans, which you don't really see until you walk through the set in the interval. It's all there. It's brilliant. And also, it's just the one set, so it's kind of the old decrepit house right at the start. And then you got the lighting by Howard Hudson again. Yeah, we know Howard Hudson's a brilliant lighting designer, so fantastic again. But the fact you got this one set, but you can really somehow out of all this sort of degradation and clutter conjure the sort of the high glamour of American debutantes in the 40s. It's just fantastic. You're so into that despite the fact everything around is sort of crumbling. This is a great show. By the time this goes out, it's probably going to be completely sold out. So it's going to be a bit of a waste of time me doing this. Although I've got a drink, I've got a chandelier, and if I didn't live in a house here in Brixton, I'd have that right away. So I'm going to stop now because I think my New Year's resolution for 2016 is to make these less than 10 minutes long. So there you have it. Brilliant show. Bittersweetly heartbreaking. It's got tunes, it's got a marvellous production, it's got a cast to die for. If you can get a ticket, you are going to be in for an absolute treat. So here's to a happy 2016. Danielle Tarento and Thom Southerland again set a very high standard for the rest of the year to continue. So I hope that every show I see after this is just as bloody amazing as Grey Gardens. It's probably the one show for January. Don't see anything else. Everything else pales in comparison. Goodbye.